Episode 4 The Hidden Garden of Gentle Dreams. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. It's wonderful to have you here again. I hope tonight finds you somewhere warm, somewhere comfortable, somewhere you can simply let the day come to an end. Take a slow breath, and as you breathe out, imagine every little worry becoming lighter. There is no rush tonight, only this quiet story, only the gentle rhythm of your breathing, only the peaceful journey we have been taking together. When morning finally arrived at the lighthouse, the sea shimmered beneath soft golden sunlight. The waves had grown quiet. The lantern above the tower slowly dimmed, content that it had safely guided every traveler through the night. Before you left, you placed your hand gently upon its warm glass. "Thank you," you whispered. The lighthouse answered in the only way it knew. Its light glowed just once more, softly, almost like a smile. You picked up your little lantern once again. Although the morning was bright, its tiny flame continued glowing. Some lights, you realized, are not meant to chase away darkness. They're meant to remind us that hope can travel with us. As you stepped onto the winding path, leading away from the sea, you heard a gentle flutter nearby. A tiny white robin landed on the wooden fence beside you. Its feathers looked almost silver beneath the morning light. It tilted its head curiously, then gave one cheerful little chirp. Without thinking, you smiled. The little bird fluttered a few steps ahead, paused, looked back, and waited, almost as though it hoped you would follow. So you did. The path slowly left the cliffs behind. The salty scent of the ocean faded. Soon, the air became sweet once again. Wild lavender grew along the edges of the trail. Butterflies drifted lazily from flower to flower. The breeze carried the soft perfume of roses, jasmine, and something wonderfully familiar. It reminded you of childhood summers, of peaceful afternoons, of places that felt like home. The little robin continued leading the way, never too far ahead, never out of sight, just enough to remind you that you were not walking alone. The path became narrower. Tall hedges slowly surrounded you. Soft vines climbed ancient stone walls. Tiny flowers peeked through every crack. At the very end of the path stood an old iron gate. Its paint had faded with time. Delicate vines wrapped themselves gently around its frame. A small wooden sign hung from the center. It read, "Every flower opens when kindness arrives." The gate slowly opened by itself, without a sound, without a push, simply welcoming you. Beyond it stretched the most beautiful garden you had ever seen. Sunlight filtered through flowering trees. Little stone paths wandered in every direction. Small fountains whispered softly. Birds sang from hidden branches. Thousands of flowers bloomed together, yet somehow the garden never felt crowded. Every blossom seemed to have its own quiet place, its own peaceful purpose. The little robin flew toward a nearby apple tree. It settled upon one of the branches and watched with bright, curious eyes. You wandered slowly. There was no map, no right direction. The garden seemed happy to let you discover it at your own pace. As you passed each flower, something wonderful happened. One by one, they gently opened. Not dramatically, not all at once. Simply as though they had been patiently waiting for your arrival. Tiny daisies, golden sunflowers, lavender, bluebells, peonies, cherry blossoms, every flower unfolding just a little more as you walked nearby. You couldn't help but smile. Near the center of the garden stood a weathered stone bench. Its surface had become smooth over many years. You sat down. The warm afternoon breeze gently brushed against your face. Nearby, a fountain quietly sang as crystal clear water danced across smooth stones. You listened, not because the fountain had words, but because peace has its own language. Sometimes it sounds like water, sometimes like birds, sometimes like leaves dancing in the wind. The little robin landed beside your feet. It didn't ask for food or attention. It simply rested there for a while, as though enjoying the quiet together. Just beyond the bench, you noticed a gardener tending to the flowers. They moved slowly, patiently, almost lovingly. You couldn't quite tell how old they were. Their face held the kindness of many peaceful years. Without looking up, the gardener smiled. "Welcome." Their voice was soft, as always. You looked around, puzzled, as always. The gardener nodded. Every heart visits this garden eventually. You watch them gently place a tiny seed into the earth. When people carry too much, they often forget something important. What is that? You ask quietly. The gardener smiled again. That beautiful thing grows slowly. Together, you watch the little seed disappear beneath the soil. It won't bloom today, the gardener said. Perhaps not tomorrow, but it will. Everything has its season. Those words settle gently inside your heart. Like sunlight warming the earth, you stayed there for a while longer, watching butterflies drift through the air, listening to bees hum softly among the blossoms, feeling the warmth of the afternoon sun upon your shoulders. Time seemed wonderfully unimportant. There were no clocks, only flowers opening, only birds singing, only gentle moments unfolding, one after another. As evening slowly approached, the entire garden began glowing. Tiny lanterns, hidden among the branches, awakened one by one. Fireflies floated lazily through the air. The flowers gently closed their petals, ready for their own peaceful sleep. The little robin fluttered back to her shoulder. The gardener waved warmly. We'll see you again. Not goodbye, just we'll see you again. Because beautiful places never truly disappear. They simply wait. You walk back toward the little gate. Before leaving, you looked over your shoulder one last time. The garden shimmered beneath the evening sky, patient, peaceful, blooming quietly, just as it always had, just as it always would. Perhaps your heart is a little like that garden. It doesn't need to bloom all at once. It only needs sunlight, kindness, patience, and time. The little lantern still glowed softly in your hand. The tiny white robin flew quietly beside you. Together, you followed the moonlit path toward tomorrow's adventure. Somewhere ahead, hidden among gentle hills. An old library had already lit its windows. Its shelves waited patiently, filled with stories that only seemed to appear when someone needed them the most. But that journey can wait until another evening. For now, let your breathing grow slow. Let your thoughts become lighter. Imagine yourself resting upon that warm stone bench, surrounded by flowers, listening to the quiet fountain while the stars slowly appear overhead. The garden is safe. The lantern is still glowing. Your little robin is nearby. Everything is exactly as it should be. Close your eyes and let sleep bloom gently around you. Good night, my friend. I'll be waiting when you're ready for our next story.